Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Prop Wiz. I'm your host, The Wiz. Today, we'll be doing a box opening and review of this Batman Returns Catwoman. It's labeled just The Cat. Of course, this is probably from one of the famous posters where they had the bat, the penguin, and the bat. The cat, the penguin, and the bat. Super dope poster, man. One of my favorite posters from that movie. In fact, man, Batman Returns in general has some real cool iconology attached to that, man. Just some real cool graphic art and design within the movie and the posters and billboards and everything that went into promoting it, man, including that bat symbol with the snow. Real cool departure, or similar to the original 89 bat logo, but just a little bit different, man, to add that little snow element, that Christmas element that Batman Returns brought us. But anyways, I'm a little bit behind, man. Last week was Batman Day. My plan was to open up a bunch of these Batman figures on that day or around that day to promote that week. I busted that schedule, man. I'm past that time frame, but I figure it's still the 85th anniversary of Batman this year, so always a perfect time, anytime this year, to open up a Batman collectible. But anyways, man, jumping right into the box, man. First of all, this is by NECA. This is a 1/4 scale action figure. They're labeled saying a superposable body with 28 points of articulation and an alternate head. Of course, we already got a preview right here. There might be a glare. Let me see. It might be a little bit of glare for you guys, but we'll go into details when we do the actual box opening. Just right now, we're just going over the box, man. Again, we got the cat listed up there. We got the Batman Returns logo. They call this an epic movie collector's 1/4 scale action figure. On the side, we got a lifelike portrait of the Catwoman from Batman Returns. And yes, sir, just photo-wise, it definitely looked like Michelle Pfeiffer. We got, it's listing out the details. Again, we'll go over that when we do the actual box opening, man. But dude, this is definitely dope. On the back, I guess we do got the alternate sculpt with the hair coming out. Again, definitely looking like Michelle Pfeiffer. It says featuring alternate head, bendy whip, 2 sets of hands, Omega taser, and 28 points articulation. Also on the back, we got some of her famous quotes. We got "I am Catwoman," "Hear me roar," Selena Kyle. And we got another portrait on the side. Very simple box. Oh, we got the Max Shrek logo on the top too, so that's pretty cool. Again, you couldn't go wrong with this, man. I do think this might be the second release from NECA. I think NECA released this before. In fact, I know so. It was a Batman, Penguin, and the Catwoman. I got the Penguin, the first release, man. My best friend, man, shout out to Reels, man, hooked me up with that. I actually bought it on the second market, man. So I think he spent a little bit on that. And luckily, they re-released these. And I didn't have to buy the Penguin, but I did buy Catwoman, and I bought Batman. Of course, Batman's already open. Check out that review here on the Prop Wiz. Anyways, man, that's it, dude. It's pretty much a simple design. Again, man, you can't go wrong with the Batman Returns. The artwork with it already was dope. Man, we got a preview already in the window. This thing looks dope. Anyway, let's go ahead and take this thing downstairs, man, before I spoil any more, and start the actual box opening.
Y'all, this is a crazy one, man, because this one has been in the box for so long. It's like almost like I didn't think I was going to open it. Not because I didn't want to. I had sat it to the side because I wanted the perfect place for it. The crazy thing is I wanted a stand, and I can see that this comes with a stand. I didn't know that it came with a stand, but I think that was my initial hesitation, and kind of just sat on the shelf, and it looked good on the shelf, and I kind of just let it be, man. But I opened the Batman. Penguin was already open. It's only right that I get her out of the box as well. So definitely a surreal feeling. Getting her out of the box, man. It feels like a historical moment in my household. This thing has been in the box for so long. But anyways, man, we're gonna get some of this stuff out, man. I'm not sure which head sculpt I'm using. I'm more than likely, I really like the one with the hair out, but I have a feeling, like even now looking at it, man, it looks almost like doll hair. The hair is not super realistic. It's not completely bad looking, but it's not realistic. But I might be kind of high on the whole Jazz Inc. Jazz Inc. is releasing a 1/6 scale Catwoman figure, and dude, her hair mess, her distressed uniform, and that looks crazy. So I might just be judging this by the wrong standards. Again, it's not horrible, but I'm thinking the regular head sculpt might be the safe way to go. Not a ton of accessories, man, so should be able to get through this fairly quick. Ooh, already, man, some of this stuff looks awesome, though. That looks like everything, man. NECA, you didn't do too bad. I think you feel like you got the right amount of accessories. Okay, go over the accessories first. We've got the whip, of course, iconic to Catwoman. It was definitely appeared in the comic book form, but definitely was definitely related to this Batman Returns movie as well. Okay, so real cool. There is a wire in there. So the whip is posable. I don't think I've seen that kind of thing with this. I guess all my Catwomen that I do have are in the 1/12 scale, the 7-inch, 8-inch scale, like around that, and they're usually plastic. This is the first time I've got one. So I don't know if it's the size or just the first time that it's happened, man, but there's a wire in there. That's cool, man. The whip is posable, completely posable. All right, we do got 2 additional hands on top of the hands that's on there. One of these hands are probably definitely going on there because it looks like one of her hands is folded to hold the whip. I don't know. So maybe I might keep the whip hand on there. But just looking at those details, man, just gorgeous, yo. Could be, looking at it closer is weird. I guess it could be painted a little bit better, but this looks good, man. I actually think this looked good. Like, you look up at it real close, like, maybe this should be more silver, or maybe there can be some more weathering. But I think with the scale that it is, it sells the illusion at the size it's at, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? You put too much detail on it, it might look unrealistic because of how small it is. Or maybe I'm just saying that because I like it. Coming up with reasons to like this thing that's been sitting on my shelf for I don't know how long. But these hands are definitely dope. So may or may not use one of those. We'll see in a minute. We do have the stun gun, which is cool. Again, iconic in the movie, or very, very relevant to the movie. She actually used this to take one of her lives and kill Max Schreck at the end. And of course, we got the beginning. I believe this is the same one that she used on the little thug at the beginning of the movie prior to becoming Catwoman, when she met Batman at the beginning of the film. So this is cool. Nice little weight to it, man. It's got details, got a belt clip, man. This is very cool, man. They put some thought and some care into that. So let's look at the head sculpts next. So again, it just looks like doll hair. And look, it's going all in her face. It's not styled as cool as I was like. Could probably adjust that somehow, or maybe just sit it. Yeah, because already it's changing direction a little bit. But I don't know, man. It looked good in the pictures, but here that just looks like doll hair. And it's not the worst thing in the world. I actually like the face, the head sculpt itself. I actually like this. I wish they had given me one that didn't have the hair sticking out with that face. But yeah, man, it's not selling the effect. Well, a little bit. I like how they got hair in the cracks as well. Yeah, there's more hair. Look at that, even there. So they're selling a little bit. But the way the hair is so fine, and like I said, it's almost doll-like, that it just doesn't, that's what's not selling it. It just looks like they just poke some hairs in there and it's just sticking out. But I can see where they tried to make it more realistic with having the hair inside the cracks as well. So I don't know if I'm going with that. If I had 2 of the figures, I would 100% display it like this. So my nitpicking is based off the fact that I got one of these figures. I got to choose the head sculpt. So I'm being a little bit more picky on which one. And it looks like one like this one is probably going to go. So we'll take a look at that. Michelle Pfeiffer. I like it. It's dope. Again, I like the face that she's making on the other one, but the hair is making, it just ain't gonna work, man. But I like that. Look, I don't know if y'all can see that, but the mask and the actual face looks like it's 2 different sculpts. So there's a lot of dimension there. And I like how it's distressed. It's not completely the same, but the front does have the tears. On the other one, that's where the hair is coming out of there. So I like that. There's a 3rd dimensional feel to this head sculpt. It's gorgeous, man. Of course, it's painted amazing. You can see the purples and the shades, what they call it, just the way the smoky eye effect, I believe it's called, on the eyes. It's gorgeous. Makeup is perfect. This is a beautiful head sculpt, especially for what it is. Again, this is a NECA 1/4 scale figure. She definitely looks more like, and I like the NECA Batman, but this looks way more like Michelle Pfeiffer than the other one looks like Michael Keaton. And again, I like the other one, so not dissing it, but just saying that head sculpt wise, this one looks better. Cool. Man, little side note, just knowing that the mask is actually latex in the movie, like it wasn't made out of the same material that her costume was made out of. This is behind the scenes stuff. It was molded latex. It's got that look to it. So the texture on this is perfectly accurate. All right, let's take a look at the costume itself. Again, they already got hands on here. That's probably to hold the whip. Probably will be displaying it with the whip. Might have the stun gun by the feet or something like that, but definitely will be displaying that, trying to see. Flexibility is decent. It's stiff though. It's hard to move, but she got some movement. I like how they have the joints. It looks like almost like it's double jointed in a way. So the actual joint is kind of hidden a little bit. Yep, it is double jointed. So that's kind of cool. And almost got a rubbery feel there. So I don't know what kind of material that is, but man, they put a little bit of thought in at least that. The costume itself is very distressed. So you got the strings and everything everywhere. Almost that alone would make you, I wouldn't be mad if somebody displayed it with this head sculpt. You know what I'm saying? Because it is the distressed uniform. This head sculpt with the hair probably matches this uniform more. But man, I'm just telling you how I'm gonna rock it. All right, the material is good. The difference in the color there from this, very accurate. The corset, dope. You got all the little stitches everywhere. Some of the stitches ripped open. Love that. You got strings coming out of that, which looks way more realistic. It does look like this thing is unraveling. Dude, absolutely gorgeous. We got the boots, very accurate. I got a 3D printed version of this Catwoman too, man. So very familiar with how this thing was painted, had to do a little bit of research, and dude, they did a good job, man. Look at that. Just very, very realistic. Even got the zipper on the back. She zipped in. Dude, very, very awesome figure, man. Weight to it is nice. Let me see. Let's see if this thing will stand with this stand. So it came with a peg stand. I wasn't expecting that. Okay. She's not going to easily stand. We're going to have to finagle this bad boy a little bit to get it to stand right. I can already see that. Yep. She's top heavy. This stand might not do it, y'all. But we'll see. We'll get it up in the studio. It might be how I got it standing here. We'll figure it out. Knees is double jointed as well. So she is flexible to an extent. But then again, in some ways it's not, man. So I don't know. So you got to be careful. You're not free to pose this thing any kind of way. It don't seem like the legs are moving that much. And I don't want to snap it. I'm going both sides. It's not moving that much here in the hip area. But I don't know. Overall, it's decent, man. We'll go upstairs for my final thoughts.
Okay, man. Final thoughts, yo. Super dope. Absolutely love it. It's a NECA figure, man. This is something I've been eyeing. Again, this is a re-release, so I kind of knew what I was expecting, and I already had the Penguin. Thought the Penguin was an awesome figure, so my expectations were already, I think, realistic in terms of what I was going to get. But this particular figure did kind of even blow that out the water. And I can't say that, man, because the Penguin had all kinds of clothes and wardrobe on, but some of the fine details on this, like the strings coming out, the stuff unraveling, I appreciated what they did with the hair coming out of the mask. I didn't like it as much as I thought. I didn't like it. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I like the idea of it. The photos look real awesome. I like the head sculpt, but the actual hair, as I mentioned, man, it's just something about it that just didn't look realistic. So didn't love that as much as I thought I was going to. With that being said, man, she's still dope. The material's dope. I feel like standing her up is gonna be a little tough, man. So her pose is gonna be dependent on how we can stand her. So she did come with the little peg stand, but of course we could put something around her waist as well. I did check the Batman, man. The Batman, they're pretty much balanced, man. I think the only thing with her is that she has high heels, which is absolutely understandable. Like, it's not me blaming NECA for any of that, yo. Anybody with high heels, especially a 1/4 scale figure, is going to be hard to stand. So I do appreciate the stand that it came, and look, it's standing right now. So we might be all right, man. I think we just got to get her in the right pose to make sure that she's balanced. No different than the Batman and the Penguin, who didn't come with pegs, where, yeah, I can pose them, but, you know, the pose is dependent on whether it can stand or not is going to be dependent on the pose. So not going to take any marks off of that, man. So, hey, again, dude, I absolutely love the figure. Just off the jump, dude, I give it a 5 out of 5. Again, this is exactly what I expected at this scale for this kind of figure, this kind of toyetic figure with joints and everything. I didn't really expect too much better, man. I still think NECA is knocking it out of the water with this scale, or even their 7-inch figures. I guess there's not a lot of 1/4 scale, but usually when they have a 1/4 scale, they have a 7-inch, what is a 6-7-inch range. That's usually the same figure. So I've got the Ninja Turtles. The little one is the exact same mold, exact same details as the big one. What else? Beetlejuice is coming out. I haven't seen the Beetlejuice 1/4 scale, but I've seen the photos, and it looked like the exact same photo that they're using for the 7-inch and 1/4 scale. So unfortunately, to my knowledge, we didn't get a small one of this one. We didn't get a small one of the Penguin. So NECA, man, it's time, man. Yeah, I think you can give us a 7-inch version of at least this Catwoman. I imagine the Penguin is going to be difficult because it's got clothes, actual clothes on it. But this one seems like it'd be a no-brainer for a smaller one. And of course, they had released the Batman one. I'm not sure how different that figure was from the 1/4 scale. I had the Batman 7-inch figure from NECA years and years ago, man. It had to have been 9-10 years ago now. So I can't remember, and I can't find it, man. I lost it somewhere in my house of collectibles. I cannot find that Batman figure. But anyways, man, this is dope. Absolutely glad to have it in my collection. But anyways, that's my thoughts on this, man. Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments section. Is this something you were eyeing? Did you already get your hands on it? Did you get the first release? Let me know everything in the comments section. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe. Also, hit that notify button. That way you get notified every time I drop a new video. And as always, I love you guys to death, and I'll check you out next time, all right? Peace.